Welcome back to Legacy Contracts. And if this is your first time here, we're glad you found us. This channel exists for attorneys who sense that something beneath the surface of their firm isn't quite working, even if it's hard to name. Here, we look beyond surface-level efficiency and into the invisible systems shaping how your firm operates, serves clients, and sustains growth. Through practical insight and honest conversation, we help bring clarity to what's often overlooked, so you can lead with intention, not assumption. If you're interested in building a law firm that's not just functional, but thoughtfully designed, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Today's conversation is especially important for law firm owners and legal professionals who know their firm is growing, but also feel like operations are becoming increasingly difficult to manage consistently. If you watched our webinar on May 15th, you already know we discussed accountability, delegation, workflow management, and operational efficiency inside law firms. But the question many firms face afterward is, what happens next? How do you actually transition from operating reactively to operating intentionally? That is exactly what we are discussing today. How to build a law firm that operates by design, not by default. Many law firms do not intentionally create inefficient operations. They simply grow faster than their systems evolve. At first, things feel manageable. Communication is informal, leadership oversees everything, and processes exist mostly through habit. But eventually, growth exposes every invisible weakness. Suddenly, deadlines become harder to track, delegation becomes inconsistent, communication breaks down, and leadership becomes the operational safety net for the entire firm. This is what happens when firms operate by default. Operations become reactive instead of structured, and over time, reactive operations create burnout. The firms that scale sustainably eventually realize something important. Operational clarity is not optional. When law firms begin documenting systems and creating accountability structures, several things begin to change. Communication improves, delegation becomes more effective, leadership pressure decreases, and the team gains greater confidence because expectations become clearer. This is where operational maturity begins, not through adding more chaos, not through working longer hours, but through intentional structure. That means documented workflows, communication protocols, accountability systems, onboarding standards, and repeatable operational processes. Structure creates consistency. Consistency creates scalability. If your law firm is trying to strengthen operations, here is what we would recommend focusing on over the next 90 days. First, identify operational bottlenecks. Where is leadership repeatedly stepping in? Where are deadlines getting delayed? Where are instructions constantly repeated? Second, strengthen accountability. Make ownership clear. Define expectations. Create communication standards. Third, document repeatable processes. If critical workflows only exist inside one person's head, your operations remain vulnerable. The goal is not perfection. The goal is sustainability. Law firms do not scale sustainably through hustle alone. They scale through systems. Also, if you have not yet watched our May 15th webinar replay, we highly encourage you to check it out here on our YouTube channel. We go deeper into delegation, accountability, operational structure, and practical strategies law firms can implement immediately. It is a great next step if your firm is beginning to evaluate where operational improvements are needed. At the end of the day, sustainable law firms are not built accidentally. They are built intentionally. The firms that thrive long-term are the ones willing to turn invisible operational habits into visible operational systems. If your firm is ready to improve delegation, accountability, workflow management, and operational structure, Legacy Contracts LLC is here to support that growth. We invite you to explore our operational support services and strategic resources designed specifically for law firms looking to build stronger systems and more sustainable operations. We hope today's insight helped bring clarity to something that may have been operating quietly in the background of your firm. Progress doesn't always start with doing more. It often starts with seeing more clearly. Law firms aren't built overnight. They're shaped by the decisions you make once the invisible becomes visible. This is Legacy Contracts, and until next time, keep leading with clarity.